Hello, my name is Steve with CloudArc, and I'm going to share 3 strategies that will help you maximize your Salesforce investment. One of the funny things about this topic is that this video could be titled many different things. It could be titled How to Increase User Adoption, or How to Reduce License Costs, or How to Increase Results from Salesforce. So I selected How to Maximize Salesforce because I think it captures the basic idea of increasing results while reducing cost. So if we think of profit as results minus cost, we can increase our return by increasing results, reducing costs, or doing both at the same time. Now, since a lot of customers watching this already have Salesforce and are curious about ways to reduce costs, I made that strategy number 1. So strategy number 1 is the money strategy, where we optimize the license type needed to support your current usage. So if you're using Sales Cloud or Service Cloud today, it's almost a guarantee that you're paying for generic features that you do not use. And we find that most clients use a handful of features which they want to keep using, but ideally would like to structure their licenses in a way that allows them to pay for what they use. One powerful example is the Salesforce platform license. You are probably using Sales Cloud today, which is probably $2,000 per user per year. The list price for Salesforce platform direct from Salesforce is $1,200, but under the OSP program, CloudArc, which is us, sells platform for $1,000 a year with built-in tools for your industry, and we bundle that with consulting. This brings up a little known fact to most Salesforce customers. You now have options who you buy Salesforce from. You can buy direct from Salesforce, or you can buy through an outsourced service provider or OSP partner. Even if you buy direct, it's very helpful to know, and for your direct rep to know, that you're talking to an OSP partner. Now, CloudArc was hand-selected to join the OSP program because of our industry experience and solutions. And Salesforce created the OSP program to enable clients to leverage an expert in their industry and reduce their costs by allowing them to bundle licenses and consulting. Salesforce recognizes that many clients are frustrated with the direct model, including the revolving door rep changes, lack of flexibility, and aggressive salespeople with little experience in your industry. Even if you keep your licenses structured exactly the same as before, you can still reduce costs through the OSP program by leveraging our industry expertise in bundling licenses. For example, the annual price for 50 users under the OSP program is $50,000 for Salesforce Platform versus $100,000 for generic Sales Cloud Direct. And that doesn't include any consulting or any bundling. The big idea with Platform under the OSP program is that you only pay for those features that you use. Now, I go into more detail about Salesforce Platform in other videos that I've added to our How to Save Money playlist, which is linked in the description or at the end of the video. But you might be wondering why you haven't heard about Platform. It's been my experience that the direct team focuses on higher margin deals like Sales Cloud and avoids any discussion of license optimization. The direct model is also based heavily on this idea of referring you to a third-party consulting partner, which adds cost to your deal and is very likely someone that doesn't know your industry. So because of the unique structure of the OSP program, CloudArc has the ability to not only focus on license structure, but also bundle that with our industry experience as well as the licenses. That translates to reduced cost year after year. Now, I talk more about our free 12-month optimization plan at the end of the video, but I want to emphasize that we offer a free plan that includes a deep review of your current usage and current license costs to help you identify potential savings this year and every year moving forward. Strategy number 2 is about increasing results. And most people think of this as increasing user adoption, which I would agree with a twist. I often say, and we have quite a few videos on our channel about this, that successful Salesforce is about aligning or balancing people, process, and technology. To be more precise, it means using Salesforce, which is the technology, to make it easy for your people to execute the right process. So here we're focusing on clearly defining the process, then simplifying or configuring Salesforce to support that process, and then creating training content that makes it super easy for your users to know what they need to do. Equally important, and I'll talk about this more in strategy 3, is making it easy for your managers to reinforce the ideal process and Salesforce usage. Now, this is a very iterative process where you pick an area of the business to focus on, you put energy into defining the process, and then you update the design in Salesforce if needed, or just decide how Salesforce should be used. Now, as I said earlier, strategy 2 is about creating super simple training for your users so they know exactly what the process is and how to use Salesforce for each step of the process. And in addition to the free 12-month plan I mentioned a second ago, we also have a free training app that you can install in Salesforce so your users can have a training tab on their main Salesforce screen. And in this app, it can include your custom training videos for those process areas, as well as our general training catalog, which includes our free videos from our YouTube channel. I'll talk about more of this later. We would love to help you create this custom training library, and we offer really good discounts on training videos that we help you create, usually in the $100 per price range. Or we can show you how we create videos and your team can do it. Now, strategy 3 is about reinforcement, or you could say management or leadership. See, once we get the right processes dialed in and the right licenses set up with good training content, it's now time for the manager to create a weekly habit to reinforce the process. This usually means building a dashboard with 3 to 6 charts that the manager can use in their weekly meetings with their team. Now, this seems simple enough, but I see many customers that don't create dashboards and use them in their meetings. Now, using it in the meeting does a couple of very important things. One, it conveys to the manager's team that we use Salesforce to run the business. It also creates transparency that drives a change in behavior. See, no one wants to be the guy that didn't update their deals or the only guy that didn't prepare for the meeting by making sure that Salesforce was accurate. Now, it might seem a little silly, but this super simple approach can create a little bit of competition or peer pressure, and this can translate to better process execution. So back to our people process technology framework from strategy 2, the manager's main job is to reinforce with the people that we use Salesforce to execute our process. So by simply using the dashboard each week and clicking into 1 or 2 charts to see the data, the team members figure out pretty quickly, 2 or 3 meetings, they got to keep Salesforce up to date. Now, one story I like to share from a real client experience is a super senior sales team selling large corporate leases. These guys were not technology guys. We're talking about super dynamic sales guys, but they did not like entering updates into Salesforce until we made a super simple custom object for deals, made it very easy to define and update the deals. But way more important than making it easy, the manager had one report, not even a dashboard, but he went over that report for 30 minutes every week on Monday. And the guys were allowed to use any other part of Salesforce they wanted, like tasks or calendar, but the one thing they had to do was come to that Monday meeting with their deals updated. Now, this client went on to do a lot of other things with Salesforce because they created that habit, but they started by creating a super simple habit, and the manager, and the key here is the manager, reinforced it and made it a habit, and that drove revenue. Now, I'll close by thanking you for joining us for a few minutes for ideas and best practices, and I'll share some videos and actions that you can take if you're ready. Number 1, you can see our How to Save Money playlist linked in the description, where we go deeper into Salesforce platform and also the screens that we use in Salesforce to benchmark your current usage. Secondly, I mentioned that we offer a free 12-month optimization plan that starts with a quick call. Our 12-month plan also includes a free dashboard with up to 6 charts to help you begin the management habit that I talked about in strategy 3. Now, click the link in the description to schedule that call. 3, we've also included a link to our free training app video, which includes instructions for installing the free app in your Salesforce org. This also includes our training library with links to our free training videos on YouTube, which gives you a ready-made training library from within Salesforce for all the topics that we cover on our channel. Now, you are free to modify this library as needed for your internal use, as well as creating your own custom videos. 4th and final, I've included a link to our OSP video where we share other benefits to our customers who select us as their OSP partner, including discounted licenses, consulting, and training. We've also got some additional incentives like free data cleansing and free customer and prospect data for your industry if that's interesting. And finally, we provide unlimited access to our Salesforce app library for our OSP customers. And again, thank you for your time, and we'll see you soon.